Right. Good evening. If you're joining us right now, it is time for Insight Tonight. And tonight I have a gentleman who is from this organization that all of us have, in one way or another, been able to receive service, very essential and very crucial service from them. I'm talking, of course, about the St. John Ambulance Kenya organization. This is a very, very prestigious and old organization. We're here with a man at the helm of this organization, and we want to talk to him about the work of this organization, in addition to something they're doing for, I think, the third time.
Yes.
That is the Save a Life Walkathon. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. James Kirimi Wanjagi.
I hope it's the Wanjigi, you know, with the money.
With the money, yeah? At least you're using it to good use.
I'm telling you. Huh?
All right. Now, talk to us a little bit about the work that you do at St. John's Ambulance. I mean, a lot of people see some of the, the officers there with the spick and span uniforms and, responding to emergencies and the distinct colorings on the ambulances and everything. Yeah. But very few people understand the origins. Yes. Very few people understand the structure of this organization and why it exists. Would you care to enlighten us, please?
Absolutely. Victor, thank you for your invitation. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure is ours.
Coming to just talk about St. John Ambulance Kenya. Mm-hmm. We are right off, just to make it clear, we are registered under an Act of Parliament, Cap 259. Mm-hmm. And we were established in Kenya in 1923.
Wow.
But we've been, the Order of St. John has been around for many
centuries.
Yes, yeah. For centuries.
But in Kenya for about 101 years.
About 101 years.
Wow.
And the goal really was to help save lives and serve humanity. I mean, that's the core purpose of what we do. Mm-hmm. And, since 1923, we've worked with various partners. We've worked with the National Police Service. We've worked with the KDF. And we've worked with very many other partners. And currently what we are doing is we are seated as a support function of the Ministry of Health. Mm. And we've been given the mandate of pre-hospital emergency response services. Mm-hmm. And how does that look like, Victor? It means when there is some type of disaster, mm-hmm. assuming it's an accident, assuming it's building that's fallen off, the St. John Ambulance will respond. Mm-hmm. And for such events and acts, we respond without charging anyone a dime. Mm. You remember the Miradi fire?
Right.
We responded and we were there for almost 28 days.
Wow.
Supporting the community. Our mandate really speaks towards how do we prepare communities to respond as well when there is any event. So you'll see us along the corridors, and we'll speak about that later on, along the corridor, the northern corridor, with centers, what we're calling community highway first aid posts that allow people and us to respond to any eventuality. Mm-hmm. And for us, it's very important that we give people the right care. And the care that we give is usually outside of a hospital. Mm-hmm. So that's why we say pre-hospital support and care.
Right. Yeah. I will say this, ladies and gentlemen who are watching, I have been a beneficiary of St. John's response. Yeah. In 2017, something, during the election, we were covering the election and something happened that I will not get into. But the first people that actually gave me the shots that helped counter the effect of what I was suffering from were actually some of your officers.
Excellent.
And I appreciate that. But now here's a question. I mean, if you're not charging anyone for this, perhaps somebody at home would like to know, how then do you fund your operations?
So we have two models. We have the free model, and that is our predominant model. Mm-hmm. Because we are a charitable organization, mm-hmm. and we're here to do public good. So that free model is what we anchor most of our activities on. However, because we also have a large volunteer family that we have to support, we have staff members that we have to support. We have ambulances that we have to take care of, put fuel and things like that. For some of our services, and our two key services, Victor, are training, first aid training. And the second one is ambulance services. There are events that we will charge a little bit, and those events then help us support some of our the free model services that we offer. So, for example, you call us, Victor, for a burial at home or up country somewhere.
Or a wedding.
Yes, or a wedding, you know, and we'll charge you something small. The presidents that were here the other day for summit,
right.
you know, the Ministry of Health calls us to support. We charge a little bit. But that goes directly back into making sure that all these other things are supported. First aid training the same. We need to, we want to train first aiders across, and for us it's more of the community, preparing communities for any eventuality.
Right.
You know, imagine with me that we have every household in Kenya with a first aider. And that for us is a bold vision. It's something that we want to do and we believe we can do. And we've set it for 2030, but I think we can do it sooner.
Really? That's a big, big target.
Absolutely, I think we can. But so what we then do is we have a model where we provide awareness, which is a one-day awareness, but then if you want to get a certificate, we'll charge you something small. So that's how we add some revenue.
Okay.
And then we do a lot of programs. We go outside, get some donor funding, and those programs also help us maintain and keep the lights on, so to speak.
Right, right indeed. Now, you have a lot of offices. Would you care to give us just a rough idea of how many people do you have to deploy for all these things? And where do you actually get them from? Do you recruit them? Do you talk to us a little bit about that? Absolutely.
So our family is made up of two sides, if you will. There is your secretariat, that's about easy 60, 79 to 100 members, and that is across the regions. So we have our headquarters, and then we have 6 or 7 other regions where we have staff members working.
Right.
But that's not the anchor of what we do. It's our volunteers. So we have a volunteer base upwards of 40,000, not necessarily all active. So active could be a little bit less, but essentially we have 40,000 people we can activate. If called upon, like that,
they come on.
And the interesting thing, Victor, is that these are from as young as 6 years old. So we have dolphins, 6 to about 12. We have cadets, 12 to about 18. And then we have links who are in colleges and universities who we can call upon. And then now we are working to formalize the adults, because once you leave college and you leave tertiary, you need to, we still want to work with you and support you. And we get a lot of help from them. So these people are activated anytime we need them. So each region has its members, each region has its leadership. So there's a volunteer leadership, what we call brigade. You've seen them in very nice black and white, look very well.
Yes,
you've seen how they,
very nice uniform. Distinct as well.
Very distinct. And if you were to come to our annual parade that is hopefully June 23rd, you will see 4,500 members doing a parade for His Excellency, God willing, our president. We're still getting some confirmations around that. But you see why we are able to respond like that, because we have all these members who are part of our volunteer force, and we're very proud of what they do for us.
Earlier on, you did mention training. Take us through what a training regimen looks like. You do some for organizations, you do some for schools and so on, but you also do some for the communities. Talk to us about that before we shift to the current campaign that you're on.
So the corporate trainings are usually a week. And the goal is that at the end of the week, you would get, especially for first aid specifically, you'd get a 1-year certificate. That's, you have to come back for a refresher, of course, because we want to maintain your skills. That is also done not just at community, not just at the corporate, but also with communities. And the reason we do communities is because we are tied to communities as part of our first aid machinani, which is our theme for 2024. And what that means is that every community responder that we can engage with, any community promoter, we work very well with community health promoters. We want to create an ecosystem where we train you and you're ready to respond at any time. The model can be a one-day awareness training, which we do for large numbers, or it could be the 5-day training. And then the refresher is usually 3 days.
Oh, okay.
And then we have other key trainings. I think the one that I'd like to really speak towards is the emergency medical technician. What most people in different countries would call paramedics.
The paramedics, yes.
I know some of our competitors have a distinction between paramedics and EMT, but essentially it's the same thing for all intents and purposes. So for us, usually that would be a 2-year course. And when you become an EMT, then you are considered almost like a nurse, but not in a hospital. You are working in our ambulances, what we call grade A ambulances. We are also having our operators who are drivers who have been trained in defensive driving and things like that, but now we're also shifting them into what we're calling EMT operators. And that is a model that we're shifting to so that they can both support in case of an incident. And Victor, incidents don't happen when we go to a traffic accident or something like that. They happen at home as well.
That's right.
I don't know whether you have a baby, but something could happen at home. And we will be called upon to go support and make sure that there's care that's given to them. And, that is really life and death when you think about it.
Right.
Yeah, so our trainings are really around that. There's ASA Evoke training, there's BLS, there's ACLS. There's a lot of training programs that we offer. But the goal is to prepare people. To prepare people, yes, for that day. For that day. The day when you need it. You never know when it comes. Absolutely. Now, surely with this large army out there and with this wide array of services that you offer and a very ambitious target of being able to have first aid, at people's fingertips by 2030. Yes. In a manner of speaking. Surely you do need to mobilize quite a lot of resources. Absolutely. Talk to us about this new wave that we've been hearing now for the third time. For the third time. Yes. So I think initially we would go to supermarkets and put the tins. You remember the tins? Yes, there's a little one. Yes. But that's not effective, and that's not the new way of doing things. So about 3 years ago, there was a conversation around what can we do different, and we started very small. I wasn't there, but I was told that we started very small. I think we went to Karura Forest or something like that, and we didn't have a big team. Last year, we actually did very well. We raised 3.2 million. 3.2 million. Yes, and just in a manner, just help us understand, what does 3.2 million shillings do for an organization like yours? That's train. Wow. 1,200 responders. Wow. And Victor, we actually equip some of them with a first aid kit, first aid bag, so that they can respond immediately. And effectively. So that's what 3.2 million can do. So that's what 3.2 million. And that was last year? That was last year. So this year, you're doing it for the third time? This year, we're doing it for the third time. Third time's the charm? Absolutely. And we've also changed the model a bit. So we're doing it across the regions. Right. So last weekend, I believe, we went to Mombasa and we raised close to 1 million. Wow. First time, inaugural. And His Excellency, the governor of Mombasa, came and said hello, towards the end. And we want to do it across the region. But on Saturday is the big one in national headquarters. Right, this coming Saturday. This coming Saturday, June 8th. And we want to raise 8 somewhat million, close to 10 million if we can. And usually, Victor, it's not just money given or donations or, people don't like the word donations, but I'm a professional beggar, so I can use donations. Right. I keep telling my team that. We also do in kind. And I just want to pause and thank Cape Media and TV 47 for your support.
Right.
Because I'm sitting here because of your support and the fact that you're seeing our vision and are willing to support where we're headed.
Absolutely.
So
we're happy to serve.
Absolutely. And so that money then helps us train more people, 2,000 perhaps, maybe boda riders, because of that fast responder process. So what we want is to use that money to be able to give back, to train, to prepare people. To make sure that when an event is happening, and Victor, let me just give you something that might really jog your thoughts. When an incident happens, two things can save a life. One, how that person is cared for, and two, how quickly. Okay. More often than not, people will pass because of the way they have been handled. So imagine with me, a guy comes upon an accident. What's the first thing they want to do? And you know Kenyans really want to help. What's the first thing they want to do? They want to pull someone out.
Right, out of the wreckage.
Out of the wreckage. But if they don't have first aid training, they can make it worse. So preparing them with the training allows them to know exactly what to do. Our ambulances, and we're going to be looking for support to purchase additional ambulances, then can quickly come and take someone to a hospital as we stabilize them. Our highway centers are also being equipped to the place where we can do some work there.
Are those the ones you're talking about on the Northern Corridor?
Yes. So along the Northern Corridor, Mombasa to Malaba, we have 19 highway posts. And recently, with the support of the government, we've built 2 trauma-type clinics. And the goal of those trauma-type clinics is in areas where there's a lot of accidents. And
the so-called black spots.
Yes, the black spots. We need to do something really quickly. It's Amali and Karai, Kinungi area.
Yes.
And we need to do something really quickly. So those would be places where we take people to the spot, we stabilize them, and then we take them to hospital.
Right.
So that's the whole purpose of why we exist, Victor. Just to help save lives.
I see. Now, this thing that you're doing on Saturday is quite exciting.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to reach out to the people at home. Are you aware of this? Have you seen this? Perhaps my producer should cue that. Let the people at home have a glimpse, an idea of what is going down this Saturday. Something you absolutely don't want to miss. Mr. Mavindi, please take it away.
Did you know that many lives are lost due to lack on proper emergency care at the most critical time?
You have an idea of not just what is happening, but how you and I can take part in it, how we can participate, how we can support the vision of our good friend here and all the people that are working in St. John's Ambulance. But now, somebody would wonder, okay, a bunch of people are walking, in town. How does that equate to the 8 million bob?
So
help the people understand.
Thank you. That's a great question. So we have mobilized the schools that have a St. John, either club, whether it's cadets, whether it's dolphins, whether it's the Lynx, and requested them to fundraise. And that fundraising then comes to a fundraising account and we have a group that actually transparency and accountability, making that sure that the money is well spent. And so that's one area. We also work with corporates, and we've sent a number of letters to different corporates requesting for their financial support. Some corporates say, look, we're not going to give you money, but we will give you X. Cape Media, some of the work that we're doing today here. Someone will say, I'll give you water. Okay, and then we sell T-shirts, and you've seen that. There's a package based on the different levels that you select. So those things will help us get to 8 million. And for me, I really want to ask and request that if you know about this work and you want to support us, please do. Because it's an opportunity to save lives. We want to get to our 8 million. We are not there yet, and we have at least one more day to get to that 8 million.
To get ready.
But that's how we do it, yeah.
All right.
So the support of in-kind and kind donations and the fundraising activities.
Absolutely. Now, just to be clear, the 8 million is for the Nairobi walk. That's a target for Nairobi.
Walk.
And then there are people who are wondering, okay, that sounds like fun, and it sounds like fun for a good cause. And it is a health walk. It also helps you get fit and get healthy. How do I participate, but I'm not in Nairobi? One, every region eventually is going to have a walk. You can participate in your region. Two, if you're brave enough to take the SGR or come over to Nairobi or drive up, please come. We would love to host you. Three, send us something. Our pay bill number is open. You can send something, and then we'll give you an account of it. I especially want to ask my men friends. This month is what? Men's mental health. Men's mental health, yes.
One of the ways that you can help yourself is a walk, because it helps you, build a fitter lifestyle. So those are the ways that people can participate if they want to participate and join us.
Right. Yeah. And so are we looking at a possibility of another walkathon in all, the major cities of the country? Are we looking at a massive nationwide walkathon in the future? Absolutely.
We actually intend to do this to the point where we shut down Nairobi for a good cause. And so, we see this getting bigger and better and doing different things. So right now it's a walkathon. It may be combined later on with, people who want to run or something like that, people who want to cycle, something like that.
Right.
Make it fun, make it interesting.
Absolutely.
So that we expect that. And then in every region we expect the same thing. When we finished Mombasa, Kilifi said, no, next year we want to do it in Kilifi.
Well. Right.
So already you can see the kind of buzz that it's generating. Yes, so we expect it to be bigger and better next year.
Right. Now, at this point, good people at home, if you're wondering, just like me, okay, what was that pay bill again? And how can I support? Dr. said, send us something. How can I send that something? My producers are going to put the pay bill on the screen right now. The M-Pesa pay bill number is 4092409. That is 4092409. And the account is Walkathon. This is a pay bill, not buy goods, but M-Pesa pay bill. And you say this money is well accounted for?
This money is well accounted for, Victor.
Excellent.
Last year, we were held to account by our partners. And those are our accountability partners. Internally, we have a team that's dedicated to making sure that this is done well. I want to put my reputation on the line. I do not want to wake up one day and questions are asked on how we spend our money.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we do it well, we do it right, and everything that we get goes back to the community. Everything that we get goes back to training. Everything that we get goes to preparing people for something that's we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Exactly.
So it will be well accounted for.
Right. They say if you want to look after money, put a money man in charge of the money. Now we've got a banker in charge of this money, and I hope it's going to be spent properly. And sir, I want to give you an opportunity. This is your camera. Speak to the people at home, speak to your partners, your prospective partners, speak to everyone who's watching us at home. And as our producers stand by to also cue the pay bill once again, so that the people can find ways to contribute to this. This is your camera. Speak from your heart to the people.
Good evening, fellow Kenyans. I first want to say I'm really grateful that we have an opportunity to come and share what we do as an organization. Our organization is about saving lives and serving humanity. Our walkathon, the third walkathon that we're doing to save lives, is going to be on June 8th, beginning at 6 a.m. at the Railways headquarters. I want to appeal to you to come, support us, walk with us, buy a t-shirt. As you can see the pay bill number that is on the screen. If anything else, if you're not able to come, just support us in some way. Our commitment to you is that our money will be used well. Our commitment to you is that this money will go back to saving lives. It will go back to training people. And it will go back to making sure that people are ready. Doesn't matter the age of the person, but they are ready when something happens. I want to thank you, and I want to request you from the bottom of my heart. Please help us save lives. Thank you very much.
Right. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much for coming, sir.
Thank you.
And from me, I would like to ask you, what is the cost of that assistance on the day that you need it? What is the true cost of that? Think about that, and the answer that you come up with, make sure you send a reflection of that answer on the pay bill number that's going to be on your screen. They target to raise at least 8 million shillings to be able to train at least 2,000 officers who are going to be on the ground ready to serve you and I. Surely we can help them do that. Not only can we help them do that, we can help them exceed that and be able to train more of us. And a lot more of us can also come and get training. We can apply for training.
Absolutely.
And come and take training classes.
We can take training.
As a group, as a company, as individuals.
And I can share the number?
We can do that.
Yes, you
Please
can do
do.
that.
Please do.
So there's a number that you can call anytime. Let me make sure that I have the correct number. 0721 225 285. Please call us, and we will offer training both on site and at our headquarters.
So people, you can actually come to a
we
place.
Will come to where you are.
And people can come to you. Say that number again, please.
0721 225 285.
That if somebody needs training.
Anyone who needs training.
All right.
Anyone who needs ambulance services.
Anyone who needs anything.
Call us.
St. John.
Call us.
All right. That is the number. I'm sure they can get it online.
Yes.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Insight Tonight, and I believe it doesn't get any more insightful than this. It's all about saving lives, and saving lives while helping your life to extend your own life.
Absolutely.
In form of a great health walk.
Yes.
We'll be joining you that Saturday morning.
Thank you, Victor. You guys are most welcome. I know you've gotten some t-shirts, and I'm really excited to see you guys.
I will buy some, and
I will look out for you, Victor.
Absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely.
you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, join us this Saturday, 6 a.m., Railway Headquarters in Nairobi. Wherever you are, come over. Let's do this. Let's get healthy. Let's get walking. And it's for a good cause. It's for you and I, or for your brother and for your sister. You know. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Absolutely. That has been Dr. Wanjagi, the CEO of St. John's Ambulance. And with that, we say good night and God bless you. Up next is a supercharged sporting action on VAR. Good night.